Welcome back to another video of the Footy Nuffies.
Good to be back, mate. We missed an episode last week. We
had
actually
issues.
Yeah, we recorded it.
Yeah, but
And
no
then
sound.
No sound. Yeah. So don't worry, we've checked. The sound is recording tonight. There's Bert. You would have caught that in the earpiece as well. But good to be back because you missed a couple of things there last week. Big round of footy. Actually, the footy's going to feature in. Or the fixturing's going to feature in Under the Pump this week. I'm fired up, and but anyway, let's get straight into it. Thanks to those that have liked, subscribed, all the rest. You can find us on the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, and also Spotify, and some short form stuff on Instagram and TikTok. But let's get into it, mate. Off the cuff. Bit late on this one in the news, but the Bond. Game 250 last week. Doesn't look like he's slowing down anytime soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
He could win the Brownlow.
Could win the Brownlow, yeah. Geez, he's going to come close. Actually, and then recording this Friday, and Liberatore played his 250th last night as well.
Oh, yeah.
So a couple of stalwarts of the Dogs reaching major milestones, which is wonderful. But they're just tracking along nicely, aren't
they? Yeah.
The Doggies, so good for them.
Last was round 11.
Yeah, that could be right.
Oh, that's 5.
Yeah. But congrats there to Libba and to the Bond. Good stuff there, guys. What's next there, mate? Some news from Hawthorn Town.
Sicily and Warple.
Yeah, set to return. So that's good for them. They're obviously had a wonderful win against North Melbourne last week. But they're just starting to turn their season back in the right direction, which is good. They're into the top 8 again. I don't think they fell out, did they? Did they fall out of top 8?
Who?
Hawks. No, but they were down in 7th or 8th or something. But anyway, they're right up there now. Percentage looking better. So Sicily and Warple to return is good. Some news out of the Port Adelaide there as well during the week.
Bergen signs on.
Yeah, isn't that a wonderful sign for the Power? You know, like we've talked about them this year, and perhaps where their list is at, and some concerns. But to have a young gun like Miles Bergman sign on for, I think he's extended his contract for 2 years. That's good. That's a good sign for Josh Carr, because Melbourne clubs were chasing him. There was some Victorian clubs that wanted him. Yeah, and I think he's originally from Victoria. So, that's a big plus for the Power. Next one there, mate, is the SCG surface.
But it is approved.
Yeah, and I think the curator's come out and today and said that, it's a lot of innuendo and rumours and just rubbish. But mind you, watching that game last week there, the Swans and the Dogs, a lot of players slipping over.
I didn't see it.
And you can see, though, where the surface, the grass there's new and old grass there, like it's different colours, and yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, sorry guys, we've got a little bit of background noise there with the wife and the daughter, but Sydney surface, it's in question, but they're playing there this weekend. Freo's heading over, so it'll be interesting. You know what I really don't want to see is someone do their ACL or something really significant, and it being the result of poor surface. That'd be a big lawsuit coming, allegedly. Say allegedly. So we can't be... allegedly, it could be a big lawsuit coming if someone did their ACL or an ankle or something significant on a poor surface like the SCG at the moment.
Or a haymaker like Tom Lynch.
Oh, that's got nothing to do with surface. However, yeah, that's next. What's next there, mate?
Tom Lynch has been 5 weeks.
5 weeks. Tom Lynch thought he was in the UFC there for about 33 seconds, I reckon. Thought it was fight night. He's he landed it, but he didn't land it probably very well. But not good. You don't want to see that on the footy field. Big punches like that being thrown. They do say as players get older, I suppose some things like their speed or their hand-eye coordination, these sorts of things can decline, and then they can be...
Especially someone like Tom Lynch. Is he 32
now?
Yeah, he's getting rid of injuries.
injuries, which would be frustrating. And you can see that he was frustrated in that moment, and he's just turned around and just tried to clock that Adelaide play. But he could be well and truly on his way to Europe by now for summer vacation over there, because he's got 5 weeks that he won't be playing footy. A big bonus for the Cats this weekend. No Tom Lynch down forward. But yeah, silly. We don't want to see that on the footy field. And just a couple of retirees there, actually.
Dom Sheed.
He's the first one. It's coming into that season too, isn't it? You know, with retiring AFL players. But he'll be famously remembered for the goal he kicked against Collingwood in the grand final.
Yeah.
Just slotted that from the boundary line. So, Dom Sheed, thank you from all of us in Australia. We appreciate the fact that you did that after Collingwood led all day. And who's the other retiree this week, mate?
Michael Walters.
Sonny Walters. So,
who's Sonny?
Oh, that's his nickname.
Really?
Michael Sonny Walters, yeah. So that's he's a one club player. Both of them one club players. Ironically, both from WA or playing in WA. Dom Sheed and Michael Walters. But disappointing for their fan bases. But for West Coast, you sort of look at that, and I think there's a club that they are rebuilding. But they need to start developing the youth. And he's been so injury prone, the poor bugger, for quite a while now, the last few years. And Sonny Walters over there as well at Freo,
he's been injury prone.
Injury prone a bit late, recently, hasn't he? But plus, they got blokes like Frederick and other guys down forward there, Banfield, that they're turning to.
Tracy.
Yeah, well, he's a key position. And that's right, yeah. But younger guys that are there that are ready to take the mantle. So, credits to those two blokes on absolutely wonderful careers. They should be very proud. Under the pump, mate. Moving through to under the pump.
And you read under the news.
Under the news. Oh gosh, I must have rushed through those show notes. But under the pump this week, we're starting. Oh gosh, well, I think this was actually on the show notes last week, but we didn't get a chance to speak about it. And then, as it was, horrible performance, which we'll talk about later. But we've put them back on the under the pump this week because last week's episode didn't air. Vossy and Carlton. They're actually just about to kick off as we're recording this, and we'll get this episode up as quickly as possible, but they're in big trouble. Vossy, the board's sticking by him. He's sticking around.
The game's just kicked off now.
So they're sticking by him. They reckon he's going to be there till the end of the season.
Coach hunting season. I don't know.
Hard to see him there next season.
Ooh, maybe.
Or maybe they stick with him one more year.
Maybe because he's not had too many seasons, they just might stick with him one more year.
It's in his 4th season.
Well, not too many. But
they may stick with him one. Maybe they give him one more. I don't know. Let us know in the comments. Vossy, does he get one more season? Oh, you're looking at their run home. It's not great. It's tough.
Yeah.
They got one of the harder runs home in the league. Collingwood tonight, if they get inside 10 goals to Collingwood, I'll be surprised.
Right.
Or maybe they get inside 10, but do they get inside 6 goals? I don't know. I can see a drubbing all over this. I can see, and now we're going to probably miss it, but I can see the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes, Carlton come out firing.
What?
Right up for it. They've been under siege. They've underperformed. So they'll just be up and about. They'll be ready. But Collingwood will get on top in the second and third quarter. And anyway, let's see. I hope they win, just for the record. But yeah, Silvani out this week. Sard out this week. Not looking good.
Yeah.
Not looking good.
Well, technically, the Pies lost to the Giants, and then they lost to the Cats, which were like 8 rounds later. And then what's it round? So
yeah.
looks like it's just
and
about.
Carlton beat the Cats, so maybe that means Carlton can beat the Pies.
Well, so it's another 8 rounds, and Collingwood up for a loss now. They're due for one. 8 rounds.
I see. Yeah, they lost in round 1, then round 8 or 9. Yeah, right. Yeah, you could be right. They could be due for one. But I see, was it Voss or Graham Wright or one of the other ones was saying there's a real push to start playing the youth and start giving the youth a go.
What's the youth?
All the younger guys on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that'll be interesting. Carlton, absolutely under the pump. Now this might not make sense to you, but it will after we speak.
Pies playing youth.
No. Next one under the pump.
Oh, Silvani.
No, he's not playing. AFL are under the pump this week. Why, you may ask?
But
because I'm sick of seeing the bye. 5 weeks in a row, they've had a bye. Someone's played in a bye. And it's like, 4 teams here, 6 teams there, 2 teams there. It's too long. Just do it over 2 weeks. Play, 4 games 1 week, 4 games the next or something. To have 5 weeks in a row where there's byes, it's just annoying. Just maybe it's too spoiled. 9 games of footy every weekend. So like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you've got games to watch left, right and centre. It's grouse. And then when you have the bye weeks and you only get 6 games or 5 games or whatever it might be, it's just annoying. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, do you reckon? No, don't agree?
But what about the Pies playing you? Did you miss that? Or did we say?
No, we're just at the Carlton's playing the Pies. We spoke about that.
Oh, yes, so we did.
Yep.
Alright, maybe.
But yeah, 5 weeks of byes.
Yeah.
Is it annoying?
No,
or you don't care? Yeah? You do, you don't?
At least there's games.
Yeah, it's true. I shouldn't be so spoiled. There is still games, but it's a little bit annoying. More than a little bit annoying. Think of it.
Eagles pushing Pies.
Yeah, so the highlights. Eagles pushing the Pies there last week. That was a super performance. I remember checking it on the phone, thinking, early in the third, West Coast was still there, but you just felt like they were never going to win. I don't know if you felt that way, but what do you think? I just didn't think they were ever going to win, but you don't know. Hey, actually, what I was going to say was is it McCarthy, that young fella that we were talking about there a couple of weeks ago for West Coast? He had another 30-plus disposal game.
Yeah.
Man, he was stacking shelves there a couple of weeks ago at Coles or Woolworths or wherever it might have been. And now he's playing in the AFL. Well, he was a mid-season recruit.
So
he's a gun.
He's in Woolworths and then...
Oh, gosh, who knows? Probably, could have just been doing anything. And now he's playing in the AFL and having a genuine impact. So, yeah, he's going to look good. It's a bit like Jai Newcombe for Hawthorn, He was picked up in the mid-season draft and, 3 or 4 years later, he's in their top 5 best players. So, maybe in their top 3. Next one there, mate.
Fremantle.
Comeback, yeah, because remember we checked the scores there Sunday evening and it was in the third quarter, I think. Saints were up by 15 points and I thought, wow, they might get the job done here against Freo over in Perth.
Well, you never thought the Saints were going to win, though.
Oh, I probably would have given the Saints more. No, not before the game. But when I saw that scoreline, I would have given them more of a chance than if I saw West Coast were up by 2 goals in the third quarter against Collingwood. But Saints against Freo, I saw the score and I thought, oh my gosh, that'd be a great upset for them. They're not playing finals, no way. That's well and truly, that ship sailed. But speaking of ships, what's the only ship that hasn't docked in Fremantle?
Premiership.
But that's right.
Oh, I was trying to figure out all these predictions on YouTube, and I saw one that had the Saints making a prelim final or
this year,
a grand final prelim.
When? What, from 3 months ago was it done?
What? Yeah, for the start of the year.
Yeah, start of the season.
But then you look at 2024, they had a horrible season.
Yeah. Oh.
So
I think we've spoken about that before.
And then people were saying Cats were finishing 10th and 9th. And then people were saying that the Bombers would finish 8th.
Yeah.
And make a grand final.
Well, yeah, poor old Bombers. They've had some injuries, haven't they? And the Cats, they get written off most years, but they're going to play finals again this year, which is awesome. And Saints are prelim. Oh, look, it'd be nice, but I don't know. Actually, though, so Fremantle, well done, awesome comeback. Saints, though, is it Alex Tyrou? He's like Scandinavian or something, from Sweden or something or other, or his origins, his parents or whoever might be from Sweden. He's like a backman, a key position. He's a gun.
Oh.
Yeah, he had 14 intercept, whether it was disposals or spoils on the weekend. He's just been playing in the VFL all season. He's finally got his chance this year, and last 2 weeks he's been on fire. So they've got a couple of young fellas there that can provide a little bit of hope, I suppose, for the list. Suspect they get Tom De Koning, do you think, at the end of the season?
Freo or Saints?
Saints.
Probably.
For 1.7 mil a year?
Don't know if he's that good.
You don't know if he's worth that. Yeah, well, yeah, don't know. It's a lot of money to pay for a ruckman. He is a mobile ruckman, and he moves and he can kick goals, but that is a hell of a lot of money. But yeah, anyway, it'll be interesting to see how the Saints develop their list over the next year or two.
Adelaide, the real deal.
They are the real deal, mate. I know they only played Richmond at the G, but they move the ball really well. They're exciting to watch. I had concerns earlier on in the season about their backline.
Well, yeah, but when it got to round 5, they were like 3-2.
Yeah.
And like just coming off 2 wins in a row, one in Adelaide, one in Gold Coast, and you thought...
I know where he's going with this. Can I have a guess where you're going with this?
What?
That's when Geelong beat them.
Yeah. No, but then, you know, Gold Coast game...
Yeah. Mac Andrews and Riley Thilthorpe.
And then missing all them free kicks. Adelaide now play Gold Coast in Adelaide in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I'm hanging for that. That is a bums in seat game. That I'm gonna watch that start to finish because that Adelaide crowd, they're gonna go feral. They are dead set gonna get into Gold Coast, but Mac Andrews, oh my gosh, that bloke is gonna cop that much slack from the crowd. But yeah, no, I thought you were going to say something about the Cats knocking them off, and I love that. You're a genuine Cat Snuffy, and so am I. But no, Adelaide, they're the real deal, mate. They look good. Midfield, Grouse, Jordan Dawson. That's our cousin's best mate. Shout out, Maddie, if you're watching this.
Jake Soligo.
If you can get us into the change rooms or something, Maddie,
what
let
about...
us know, mate. We won't wear any Cats gear. We'll wear an Adelaide shirt or something.
Jake Soligo. What about him?
Jake Soligo, yeah, gun. Ruckman, talking about he could be on the move.
Right.
Maybe. There's rumours. It's all rumours this time of year, isn't it? But forward line, unreal. Isaac Rankin plays wherever he wants. He's a superstar. Thilthorpe is angry and he's a gun.
Caveman.
Who?
Caveman.
Caveman. Oh, wild man from Borneo. He's a gun. Who's the other?
Tex.
Tex. Yeah, he's a superstar. Actually, coming out of the Geelong Sydney Grand Final back in 2022, we stuck around for about an hour watching the lap of honour and everything. But it was time to go. We wanted to go to a pub and grab a beer, and walking out of the stadium, saw Tex Walker there coming down the stairs just as we were about to go out of the gate, and I probably had 2 or 3 or maybe 4 or 5 beers and feeling a bit happy. And obviously the Cats had just won, so Tex, how you going? Shook his hand. He just gave me this look. He shook my hand to his credit, but he had this look of like, who the hell are you? And get lost. And I thought, oh, see ya. Get out of there. He's a big man. Big man, Texan. Who's their other forward? 32.
That's it, Fogarty.
Yeah, Fogarty. Gun as well. They're dangerous. Who's the Jake Soligo? Who's the other fella? Number 8.
Shally.
Yeah. So, and Dan Curtin down back. Was he number 2 or number 3 draft pick last year or the year before? He's a gun. He's really developed well. They're dangerous. I don't think they win the flag this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're in a prelim. I think they'll play an away final in the qualifying against either Collingwood or Geelong or Brisbane.
Geelong will knock them off, and then...
I hope so. It'll be at the MCG or it'll be at the Gabba,
Geelong
and they'll lose.
play to Collingwood and Collingwood.
But then Adelaide will play a semi-final at home.
Yeah.
And I think they'll win.
And?
I don't know who it's against.
What's the prelim?
And then they'll play a prelim against either Collingwood, Geelong or Brisbane, I'd imagine.
And Geelong beat them if they play?
Maybe. Yeah, I hope so. But I don't think they make the grand final because they're going to be playing a prelim away.
If they do, they play the Cats.
But I think Adelaide make a prelim this year. Timestamp it. 4th of July. 7:30. I reckon they make a prelim.
What happens if they make a...
If they finish top 4. If they finish bottom 4, another story. Because they probably have to play... They'll play a home final in the elimination, but an away semi, which I reckon they lose.
Unless they do what the Bulldogs did.
Yeah, it didn't show up, did they? We went to that game last year, Hawthorn Doggies, in the qualifying. No, elimination final.
No, I said the Bulldogs did in 2016.
Oh, 2016, yeah, all the way through. And they were on the road. They were on the road in Western Australia first against Eagles. Then they went on the road to... Oh, no, they come back to Melbourne and played Hawthorn, who were the reigning 3-time premiers. And then they went to GWS and knocked them off and knocked Sydney off. Actually, the way the fixture's lining up at the moment, we're MCC members, and we like to go to all the finals that are in Melbourne. Make your money's worth, when you're paying your MCC membership. Last year, the last couple of years, obviously COVID ruined our fun. Last couple of years, though, there hasn't been that many finals, has there, in Melbourne, because there's been interstate teams that have been performing quite well. But this year, it's looking, if Collingwood and Geelong can finish first and second, which we hope, and then the Doggies or Hawthorn finish fifth and sixth, there could be 4 finals at the G. This is a long way away, but I'm getting excited because I don't know if his mother knows yet, but we'll take him out of school and we'll go Thursday, Friday night, and then Saturday night and Sunday Arvo. I'd imagine they'd play the 4th one. But that's if there's 4. If there's not 4, I think there'll be 3.
And then
if you look at everyone predicting the ladder at the end of the year, there'll be 3. So that'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday night probably.
Yeah, I would say the night and the first night, Friday night.
Yeah. But that's enough talking about Adelaide and talking about finals. The last one, mate.
Power to Smith and Carlton.
Oh, mate. Now, did you go to bed for that game? I stayed up.
I went to bed.
Yeah, but you would have listened to it on the radio, wouldn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I heard when it was like 5-4-0.
Oh.
I thought that was in. No way.
No, I was the same. I was watching it going, what on earth is happening? And I thought 100-point blowout for sure. So...
And then I heard when it got to like 0 goals, something like...
to 50 or 60. It was ridiculous. I honestly thought 100-point blowout, and to Carlton's credit, they didn't let it blow out that much. But, they were woeful. So bad. For a club that you thought, geez, okay, they've got to stand up for their coach tonight under the pump.
You said, a few weeks ago, you said it's someone's season's going to end that day.
We did to talk about that, didn't we? We said someone's season's going to finish, either Power or Carlton. And as it was, it's Carlton. I still think Power's season's over.
But I've looked in the ladder. Power are 10 for 28 points.
They could still make it, couldn't they?
Giants are not 36 points.
Oh, so they're 2 games in front. Wow, I didn't realise that. Yeah, so they're done. Season's over for them. I think it's really the last 9 sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
The top 9 that really are going to play finals. Obviously, one of them's going to miss out. So whether it's Giants, Gold Coast, Hawthorn, Doggies, I suspect the top 4 is probably sorted.
Well,
you reckon?
Cats are 5th, currently.
Yeah.
Because of the Dogs.
Yeah, so they're a game in front. But yeah, if we beat Richmond on Saturday, yeah. Anyway, don't know. But I think that's probably about it, eh? We've, we've all had a bit of a cold, haven't we, this week, which has not been fun.
But I'm done with the cold.
You're feeling good. You're right. I'm just about there. Mum's not too far away, hopefully. You got footy tomorrow?
Yeah.
Got some family coming to watch?
Fine. Armstrong Creek.
Armstrong Creek.
And we get to go for a 2-minute drive.
2 minutes?
Or 5
Oh,
minutes.
yeah, not too far from home, which is nice. Actually, we went down to their oval and had a kick tonight, didn't we?
Yeah.
It's a little bit soggy underfoot.
Dew.
Yeah. Bit wet, bit soggy,
So
it's going to be a bit muddy tomorrow. Although it's not raining here overnight, I slipped over in me runners. I should have taken footy boots. But anyway, you live and you learn. Guys, if you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, drop a comment. It really helps get us put in front of more people, which is awesome. We're trying to grow the channel, but I suppose that's not really as important. It's more important that we're having a bit of a yarn each week about footy, something that we really love together, and we appreciate those that watch and support the channel. So thanks very much. We'll catch you in the next video.